So this horse came in earlier this week. I have been on him a few times. His name is Rhett, like Rhett Butler. And his owner wants to use him for dressage. And there's some things that we need to work on to help him get a little bit better, get a little bit further along with a couple of things. She told me some things that he was doing. She said that he can be spooky trail riding and he'll react, and she has come off of him. So that's one thing that I need to work on. But the other thing is I need to work on how he's carrying his body. She has mentioned that he needs some work on collection, and as soon as I got on him, I could feel that immediately. He's a little bit heavy on his front end, and he actually holds his head a little low for a dressage horse, but I'm not really concerned about how high or low his head is. What I'm going to work on is rounding his back, bringing his nose in, and collecting correctly. He feels like somebody has spent a lot of time working on his face, working on his nose. He'll bring his head into me, a little bit of seesaw action, and his head will come in, but he's really dull on my legs. What I really need to do, I need to get more work done on his body. To do that, I'm going to start with asking him to pick his shoulder up and push it to the outside. So I'll hold the left rein, push up my left leg, ask him to push over. When he takes that step over, he has to lift this shoulder up and step over. I need to do lots of that with him, strengthen his back muscles to get him to round his back up, pick his back up, push the right shoulder. Right there, I got right leg, right rein. Pick the shoulder up. To exercise these muscles to make his back stronger. He feels to me like his back is a little weak. His back is a little weak. He feels like that step is a little bit work. It takes a little effort, and it needs to come a little easier to him. So what I'm going to do is keep reinforcing that. Move off of my leg. Move off of my leg. All we're going to do is walk. Move off of my leg. This leg cue does not mean go faster. Does not mean go faster. It means move over. There we go. Left rein, left leg. Move his shoulder. I'm timing the push with my leg and my spur. At the same time, that foot is coming up off the ground. I could possibly get this done without the spur, but what's going to happen then, I can only push so hard with my heel, and if I don't get the movement, I don't have more to go to. I need to, once I apply that cue, I need to get the cue. I cannot release it until he gives it to me. You saw him kind of wanting to trot forward a little bit when I had leg on. I didn't release the leg until he gave me the shoulder. So once I start pushing, there we go, I'm not going to release until he gives it to me. I can apply leg and now heel, get the movement I want, and then release. As long as I have the spur to go to, I can get the maneuver. If I don't have the spur to go to, I can't always win. I can't always show him that this is what we need to do. Now, how does this correspond with him spooking out in the pasture? I want to get a work ethic established here that I am in charge. I'm giving you something to do. I am your leader. When he accepts me as his leader, I'm not going to say he's not going to spook, because he probably will spook the first time we go out there. But what I want to establish here is the leadership, so that when he sees something scary, his instant reaction will be less, and then he will look to me and ask me, what do we need to do about this? Now, it's gotten pretty nice about moving laterally off my legs without too much push with my leg, a reasonable amount of leg. Now let's see what we can get as far as actual collection. There's two parts to collection. You have to lift the back, and you want the forehead perpendicular to the ground. Lift the back, engage the hip, engage the pole. So let's see what we can get if I take a hold of his face, squeeze with both legs, and the squeezing, I'm lifting his back, which helps engage his back end. Now he's kind of heavy on my hands. You should be able to see a relationship between his step with his back end and his nose and what it's doing. When he pushes on my hands, when he pushes his nose out, his front feet are going to get stiffer and his back end is going to come out. When his nose comes in, his shoulders are going to come up and his back end is going to step further underneath. People get stuck on the indicator of the nose, trying to get the nose in. It's not about getting the nose in. The nose will do what it's supposed to do if you get the back and the hip where it's supposed to be. The nose is just telling you if everything else is correct. Don't force the nose in. There we go. See how he actually brought his nose in and gave slack to my reins. See there? I'm not taking the slack up. He's lifting his back and putting slack in the reins. I am not pulling his nose in, because if I was pulling his nose in, I'd be pulling that slack out. What is happening there, his back is lifting, his hip is engaging, his nose is engaging. Let's see if we can get a little bit of that at a trot. I've trotted him some over the last few days. He doesn't have a typical trot for what I ride, but it's probably going to score good for a dressage. I'm not going to post. The reason I'm not going to post is I'm going to use my legs to pick up his back every stride. I'll show you the difference there. Up, up, up. Now let's look at his frame when I sit. Oh, we're going to keep trotting. See the difference in his frame between when I sit and when I post. We're getting longer there. The only thing that's changing there is when I am sitting, I'm using my legs more to round him up, where when I'm posting, I'm not rounding him as much. I'm not saying that one is correct and one is not correct. You need to be able to do both. However, I need him in the frame that he's in when I'm sitting while we're posting. He's getting strung out when I'm posting. I need him rounded, and I can push him into more of an extended trot, rounded, later. That's going to come a lot later. He needs to be a lot stronger in the back, in the hip, in order to accomplish that, to push him out in that extended trot, rounded. Right now, when I'm posting, he's just kind of extending out, inverting himself, falling on his front end, and it's not very good quality. So this is Rhett. I'll be doing more videos of him coming up so you can see his progress. Until next time, thank you for watching.